everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lottie and today I am reacting to my These Books Will Self-Destruct in 12 Months video. So I have been doing this channel for about a year now and one of the very first videos I ever did was this one, which is kind of like a challenge created by Becca and the Books, where you set yourself a self-destruct TBR and if you don't read them within the year, you have to unhaul them. I think I was pretty ambitious with that original list. I know there was a lot of books on there and I know I haven't read most of them. We're going to watch and react to that video together to find out what those books were, and then we'll see if I read them. And if I didn't, I'm just gonna get rid of them. Let's watch the video. You guys probably know I film standing up, so I'm gonna have to hold my laptop really awkwardly. So yeah, let's watch.
Clearly, I'm not that interested in reading them.
My hair was so short.
Down here, I am going to be
my hair is so long now. I really need a haircut.
Heard of some of them, like some. So the first book is actually a series of books, and that is the Uglies series by Scott Westerfeld. I read the first book last year, and it was a 2-star read for.
These guys have been sitting in the background of my videos this entire time and I haven't read them. So yeah, I read the first one in 2020 I believe and I gave it 2 stars, so I didn't want to continue on with the series, but I picked all 4 of them up in a charity shop, so, or a second-hand shop or something, so that's why I have them all. Yeah, they're only like £2 each, so this is where I have the whole series, but I did not like the first book at all, so I will not be continuing on with the series because I'm going to unhaul them. So yeah, this series is officially DNF'd.
It used to be really popular on booktube a few years ago, back when it first came out. Please don't hate me for not having read this yet. It is The Wrath and the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. I'm really sorry that we're doing it right now.
What the fuck's going on? Anyway, so yeah, that's The Wrath and the Dawn. I did read it. I think I read it during Asian Readathon last May. I liked it. I gave it 3 stars. I liked it enough that I thought I wanted to continue with the duology, so I picked up The Rose and the Dagger. And I DNF'd The Rose and the Dagger. I didn't like it. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if it's because I left it too long from the first book or if I just did not really care. So yeah, I think I'm gonna unhaul the duology because although I have read it, I just didn't like it. It just wasn't for me, I guess. I don't know, I just found it really boring. I've tabbed, oh my god, the pages are so yellow because I've had it for that long. But yeah, I did tab a couple things. I don't know why. Right, yeah, so I'm gonna unhaul these 2. I just didn't care about it. I'm never gonna reread it. I'm never gonna pick this up ever again. So yeah, DNF.
So this next book is a pretty random one. I picked it up in a second-hand bookstore for really cheap during a time in my life where I was not obsessed with, but just sort of pretty like into following the author of the book, and that is Spectacles by Sue Perkins. I think I picked this up around the time Thronecast was on, which she presented, which was like a after party talk.
Yeah, I didn't read this. I haven't read this. I have no interest in reading this whatsoever. I'm going to definitely unhaul this. Yeah, it's just like a memoir by Sue Perkins, and she has written more books since. I just have absolutely 0 interest in reading this, so I'll be getting rid of this one.
Final book in this series, so I think that's probably what's putting me off picking up, I don't know, is the Chaos Walking series by Patrick Ness. So I have the first 2 books, The Life of Never Letting Go and The Ask and the Answer, and then I think the final book is called Of Monsters and Men or something. Oh sorry, it's Monsters on.
Right. Where's the first one? Where's the other one? Well, at least this is freeing up some space on my TBR cart. So yeah, that's the Chaos Walking series. I'm still interested in reading this series. I'm thinking, should I hang on to these for another year and just see how I go on? Because I hadn't had these for that long compared to some of the other books on this list. But I just feel a bit like, well, am I ever going to read them? We do have them in the library, so I suppose if I did ever want to read this series, I can just read them from the library, and I think we have all 3 of them. Yeah, I'm gonna unhaul these. I just don't see myself reading them anytime soon. I've only ever read one Patrick Ness before, and it was that one where it was like a contemporary story set with like a fantasy story in the background. What was it called? The Rest of Us Just Live Here. I read that one. That's the only other Patrick Ness I've read, and it was just okay to me. So I just don't see myself reaching for these anytime soon. So yeah, goodbye.
Picking up the first book in a series and then never reading it because I am apprehensive about getting the rest of the books in the series. And this is Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page.
I knew this was coming. Oh, Dorothy. Oh, Dorothy. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We've been doing this dance for many years now, haven't we, my love? Yeah, I think it's time to say goodbye to her. When I was in 6th form, sometimes I would finish early, so I'd like head into town of an afternoon or something. I think this is like one of my first trips to Waterstones by myself, and so I picked it up because it looked interesting. And I'm never going to read this. It's a whole series, and they don't do these really like shiny covers anymore. I'm never going to read this. I don't care that much about The Wizard of Oz. Like, I like the original story, but I'm just not interested in like reading something set in that world. Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye, Dorothy. Goodbye.
In a second-hand bookstore for really cheap. It's Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. I think I would have enjoyed this when I was a teenager, but now I'm not really interested in reading young adult romance. It's also...
I'm never going to read this either. I'm just not. It just does not seem like the kind of story I would like ever again. I think one of the reasons I've been hanging on to it is because it has deckled edges, which is something I hate on books. It makes me feel sick just looking at it, but it's always good for like a challenge or something. No, goodbye, book that I didn't even really want to read that much in the first place. The cover is just so like boring as well. I know there are different covers of these books, but yeah, I'm definitely not going to read this. Goodbye. Goodbye, boring oatmeal book.
Unhauled. That is Moxie by Jenna Matthew. This has been quite popular recently. The Netflix film has just come out, which is when I saw that the film was coming out, I was like, oh crap, I still haven't read Moxie.
Moxie. I read this in February and I actually really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars. I was really into this. So this is the only book on that entire list that I've enjoyed. So I will be keeping this one. I don't know if I'll ever reread it, but I like the way it looks on my shelf. So I will be keeping this one, at least for the time being. I really enjoyed it. So at least one of the books on this list gets to stay. So that's all the books on the list. In fact, it's actually the same amount of books because I gained the Rose and the Dagger and I'm keeping Moxie. So it's the same number of books. So that's all the books on the list, and I only read 2 of them. Go me. So we'll see if I do a 2022 version of this video. I might just do it like bi-yearly, like every 2 years instead, because there's just not that many that I want to get rid of anymore. So yeah, those were all those books. Goodbye. I hope somebody else enjoys them because I either didn't or I'm not going to. So that is it for this video. It was a nice little clear out to get rid of books that I don't give a shit about. If you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up, and in the comments down below do a little like cleaning emoji because I'm clearing out a bunch of crap. And if you haven't already and you would like to be, please do consider subscribing. I do try and post a new video every single week. In the description down below you'll find links to my Twitter, Goodreads and Instagram if you'd like to follow me on any of those, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Goodbye.